Wait, hang on. We're about ready to go live. Okay, we're gonna go live in 3, 2, 1. We're live. Jeremy, are you taking pictures?
I'm taking a picture about streaming. What's wrong with that?
Oh, sweet! Yes, live stream.
Yeah,
Thumbnail.
yeah. There you
Got
go,
it.
got it.
All right, guys, we are
Dude, I look
live.
weird holding the camera. I can't even see my face.
That's why you're awesome, Jeremy. You care more about the stream than yourself. All right, guys, welcome to Pixel Stabbers. Today we're talking about, again, the Sony ZV-1, which is a fantastic vlogging camera. We started talking about it yesterday, but there's so many features, so many details. We're going to wrap it up today and do a little summary as well. Plus, we did some research and we know some good deals on how to get up to $100 off on the Sony ZV-1 kit. So let's just talk about why this camera is so great. Basically, it's a vlogging camera that's simplified and it's perfect for vlogging because it's everything.
The number one reason why this camera is so great.
Yes.
It's not a Canon.
Ouch. Ouch. A Canon shooter. I always use Canon. I used to vlog with the G7X Mark II. Flip screen this way. It worked fine. It didn't have a mic jack. But
it has nothing to do with the features. It's only the name. The name itself wear it down. There,
ouch.
I said it.
All right, fine. It's the name. Okay, but it's a name that is backed by amazing feature. The Sony ZV-1 is a compact camera just like this one right here. You can pretty much fit in your pocket, and it's designed for vloggers. It has all the features that a vlogger wants. Good audio, a flip out screen, a little light to indicate when you're recording. It's perfect for vlogging, and it's compact and lightweight, and it's affordable too. So let's just jump right into it. So that's the ZV-1 right there, and right now it's $100 off if you buy the kit. So this is how it works. You gotta do it before June 28th. So it comes out June 11th. So even though you can wait until when it comes out in the order, you'll still get this price. But basically right now, the price that you see on Amazon, this $749.99, so $750, that is the discounted price, because if you wait until after June 28th, it becomes $799.99. So now, if you want to save $100, you're going to need to also buy the accessory kit. If you buy the accessory kit right now, it's $848. Normally, it would be $948 without the promotion. So the accessory kit is pretty much, it includes the camera, but it also includes a 64GB high-speed SD card, and it has this vlogging stick, which is great because it acts as an extension, which is good because sometimes people might realize the lens is not wide enough. You have this extra extension, gives you a little bit more wider field, but it's also a remote too, and it can control start of recording, stop of recording, take pictures, zoom in, zoom out, and there's a C1 button which you can program to do whatever you want. By default, it turns off and on the bokeh mode, which is pretty sweet. And of course, like you see in this picture right here, you can set it down and make it a tripod, a table tripod. So pretty cool, right, Jeremy?
You know what? I just realized one thing. You know how the LCD is flipped on, let's see, left side, right?
Yeah.
So what if I keep looking at the LCD instead of the lens? Would that kind of look weird? Is it close enough that it does not matter? Or
no, it actually does matter. And this is something that if you want to be a good vlogger, sorry for people that aren't good vloggers, but okay, let me take that back. Not a good vlogger, but if you want to really engage with your audience and you want to really look them in the eye and look at them, you have to look at the lens. You have to. Exactly. Like I'm looking at the lens right now because I'm engaging with our viewers. But technically, Jeremy, you don't look at the lens, right? You're looking at your screen, so the viewers see the side profile.
I do different thing. I most of the time do tutorials on Photoshop, so I have to look into my screen.
Right.
So it would be weird if I look in the screen, but I'm doing Photoshop. So I don't know. That's just me.
Yes, but that's an extremely good point. In fact, one of the most popular vloggers on YouTube, Casey Neistat, if you guys know who he is, he's very he exposes this and he's very clear about it. Basically, he wears sunglasses when he's vlogging. And that way, when he's looking at the screen, we can't tell.
You don't know about that.
Right. You can't tell what he's looking at, which is great. But I kind of think wearing sunglasses removes what you're trying to get by looking into the camera, by being engaged, right? Because when you have the sunglasses, they can't see your eyes anyway. So in my opinion, you're a little bit less engaged if you have sunglasses. Because
That's true.
eye communication is really strong, and I think that's one thing that vloggers can really take advantage of because they can look directly into the camera and talk to their audience. Yeah, that's kind of freaky. That's creepy. Yeah, but that's a very good point because new vloggers, when they start looking on the side, it will be a little bit kind of distracting for the viewers. But once you get used to it, you want to glance at the side screen just so that you know the framing and you're in focus, and you should be good to go from there.
It's very different than when you have to do streaming or vlogging because
Yeah.
I used to speak in front of people, in a group of people. If there's like a big of a group, then I pick like left one person, in the middle one person, and the right one person. Every time I turn to a certain corner or angles, I look at the same person.
Yes.
So I don't get dizzy because if you see too many, it's I don't know if you've been there before, but you see like different people, you somehow got lost. So I do that, but when it comes to looking at the camera, honestly, I don't know what I'm looking at. Sometimes I just look at, let's say, if I look at my Sony right now, I am actually looking into, not into the lens, but the Sony logo in back of the lens. Like that is more easier focus.
Yeah.
But I get dizzy looking at it. Just, if 10 seconds, fine, 20 seconds, fine, 30 seconds, or even a minute, I gotta look away and then look back.
Yeah, it takes practice. It's just like talking to another person in real life, right? You're kind of looking at their eyes. But periodically, you'll look away or you'll look somewhere else slightly, but you don't notice it. It becomes second nature. So you do want to look into the lens when you're vlogging. And the nice thing about the Sony being flipped out this way versus like other cameras that flip the screen up or down is that on the side, it's a little bit less obvious. Even if you're looking at the screen and it's on the side, it's less obvious than if you're looking up at the screen, right? Because look at me right now, like, I'm looking up at the screen. Right? It's very obvious. Or if I'm looking down at the screen, it's also very obvious. Now I'm looking at the camera, so this is why I want to. Now if I look to the right a little bit, it's not as bad. I mean, it's still bad, but it's a little bit better than looking up and looking down, right? Looking up, you see more of your nostril
How about
and your chin.
now, like, hey, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, you look great, Jeremy. Yeah, but the flip out screen in this case, the reason why it's so great is because now you have the room to have your microphone up here. Of course, the microphone on the ZV-1 is really good, the built-in one, and it also comes with the built-in dead cat here. Well, not built-in, but included, that you can disable the dead cat. But because the screen is flipped on the side, if you wanted to add an external microphone, there's I believe on this side here, there's a hot shoe for your microphone to be attached. And normally with a camera like this, of course I don't have a hot shoe, but if you were to put a hot shoe, it would block the screen. So definitely it won't work out well if you have your screen this way. That's why having the screen flipped to the side is so great for vloggers.
This is no good.
Yeah, and that's definitely not good for vlogging too. What
I'm really curious how good that audio is with the ZV-1 because
really
I shot with with the RX1 before.
Yeah.
And I just say the audio sucks big time.
Yes, the audio on the ZV-1 is really good because it's designed as a directional microphone. It has a 3 capsule microphone, and let me actually show you a better picture of it in the product here. And yeah, so if you look right here, it says designed for even better audio. So you got these 3 little capsules. So here, let me read.
Do you know how they work? Like each capsule is one microphone to one direction.
I can't guarantee that I know the answer to that, but I think they might work as an array, and because sound travels linearly, they can detect the direction of the sound and filter out the sound that doesn't flow in that direction. That's my guess, but I'm not a sound engineer, so I can't be sure. But here, this is a blurb that Sony says. You can capture clear vocals even when shooting in a crowd. The camera's unique directional 3 capsule mic gathers clear sound from in front of the camera, ideal for movie shooting. So it doesn't really tell you the technical of it, but from all the reviews that I've seen of this camera, the audio is really good. It's good enough where I would say I'm happy to use it vlogging without an external microphone. It's that good. And if you add the windscreen, aka dead cat, which is great because it's an attachment that pops onto a hot shoe and is included with the camera, this eliminates almost all the noise from wind. So pretty much you have a great setup.
Like this?
Yeah, like that. So this, I mean, this camera, the ZV-1, can fit in your pocket. You pull it out and it's perfect for vlogging. It's got the flip out screen, it's got the good microphone. It's perfect. I mean, it's so good that you don't even need to turn it on or off. You open up the screen and it turns on. You just hit record. You close the screen and it turns off. You don't even need to think about turning it on or off. How cool is that, right? When you're out and shooting a vlog, when something happens, you want to, boom, fire up and start going. So you don't have to think about even turning it on. You just open the screen.
Wait, when you say on, you mean just the power on, but not recording right away when you hit the screen,
correct.
Right?
Right.
You still have to hit that big red button.
Right. So the lens will extend and it's ready to record. That's what I mean. And then you close the screen and it hides. Yep.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So this camera is amazing. Let's just look at some of the product video as we just kind of talk about it, because there's a lot of features. We went over some of the features yesterday, but really this camera is designed for creators and vloggers. And the great thing about it is that it's not technical. Right? It's a camera that just works. And when you're a creator and you're a vlogger, they might be extremely talented, they might have amazing camera charisma, but they might not have the technical know-how to really dial in the settings on vlogging. So that's why some people are really fond of just using their cell phone. But this particular ZV-1 makes it easy for vloggers without technical ability just to turn on camera and just vlogging. It's got a lot of features that's designed for vlogging in mind. Really, really cool. I mean, this is a camera that a lot of vloggers have been waiting for like the past 5 years. And we've always had cameras like the G7X Mark II, or even the one that you have, Jeremy, the Sony RX100 Mark V, which is pretty darn good. But it just wasn't quite there in terms of all the features, right? So really designed for videographers in mind. So pretty much this camera is a revamped version of the Sony RX100 Mark V, which has a nice 24 to 70 lens that goes from an aperture of f1.8 to 2.8. So it's really good in low light, but now it has a flip out screen, it has a mic jack, and it has a really good built-in microphone too. It's got other modes that helps too, like this is what she's demonstrating. It's called product showcase mode, which is fantastic because what happens is a lot of times when you want to demonstrate a product, you want to show it to the camera, and you want it to focus on the product. Unfortunately, a lot of the cameras now, they have such good eye focus that it'll focus on you and not the product. So little features like that goes a long way with the new Sony ZV-1. It's really designed for creators to not have to really think. They just turn it on and go. Another good example is the bokeh mode, right? Actually, we should, did they finish the video? No, this is a long video. So there's a lot going on here. I'll just try and narrate as much as I can, right? So we can talk about this vlogging stick, which is great because it extends the arm, and you see how she can like move it up and down. There's a dead cat that you can just plop on when you need it. And here's talking about how the sound works on the camera, right? Oh, and this is the bokeh mode, like one button, check that out. You switch to a blurry background. Boom, now it's sharp, right? Boom, now it's blurry. It's that fast. And you don't need to think about anything. And then with another push, you go to the product mode. You see how it focuses on the product and not her face? She doesn't have to like, try to cover up her face or put like anything behind the subject, right? It just knows when you raise up the subject. And it's got eye focus, and the focus is really good. Look how she hides and she jumps into the shot. It focuses right on her really fast. And you see how his face is lit? And when he goes out, it's still focused on his face because the auto exposure is designed for the face. It knows to lock into the face and always expose her face. It forgets about the rest of the screen, which is terrible as a traditional videographer and terrible as a photographer, but for vlogging, it's perfectly acceptable and preferred because you always want to be the star, right? You always want to have the light perfect on your face, and that's what this setting does for vlogging. Like little things like that no other camera has, because usually those other cameras are designed to take photos and video is an afterthought or an additional feature. This camera, they actually convert it as a video camera first, and of course it can take picture, but its feature is designed around video. And for example, it doesn't have a built-in flash. And for example, there's no EV or electric viewfinder. They took away those things to make the camera cheaper, but at the same time add vlogging feature or camera-based feature to make it really good for vloggers. So finally, a small, pocketable point-and-shoot camera that has all the features a vlogger would need. So really,
I wonder if that hot shoot can still trigger off-camera flash though.
I believe it does.
Okay, that would be a lot of fun.
I believe it does, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's actually Google that after we watch this video. I would imagine it should, because otherwise it would be kind of sad, to be honest.
Because if this is for the vloggers, then honestly they would not use flash.
Right, but if there's a hot shoe already, you still want to actually have the ability to put on the flash, right? Actually, the way we can find out is if we look at the accessories, and if there's a flash in the accessory lineup, it should work. We'll have to look it up. But I think it makes sense to be able to use flash. Don't you think, Jeremy?
Hard to say, really. Nowadays, we don't know where direction Sony takes, so you never know.
Yeah, well, it would be nice. It would definitely be nice to be able to use this one camera to have the flash. Although I kind of don't really think I would care for a flash because you're traveling, right? And you just want to shoot and document your day. You don't have to pull out a flash and add a flash and take a picture. I think the fact that it's such a small compact camera that does everything, especially focus on vlogging, but also can take pictures, it's just perfect. I mean, yeah, just like that, Jeremy.
The reason I bought this I actually almost got every single series RX 100 from 1, 2, 3. Actually, I don't have 3. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. Most of them are broken except for this one because I use it so intensively, or got stolen, either one. But then for the Generation 2, this is Mark II. The reason I really want this one and keep this one, because I use this for all camera flash. This is the besides the RX1, this is the only other camera that allow a point and shoot to use manual off-camera flash, which I've messed up a lot of other people's camera with.
Right.
So you and your Mark IV, oh, no worries. I got this. I got a Mark II.
Nice. Yeah, I would love to know if this ZV-1 can trigger off-camera flash.
I just want to mess people up, you know. If you have your most expensive camera gear, lighting, whatever, I use a point and shoot off-camera flash and do pictures that outdo you. So that's what I want to do all the time.
Yep. So they're talking about the skin tone here. There's also a beauty mode too that makes the skin really soft. And there's like a low mode and there's a high mode.
So on the skin effect, they're all young people. They're good skin.
Right.
And I saw another YouTuber which is like a 60-something year or so photographer who also talks about the ZV-1.
Yes.
I just say the skin smoothing doesn't help it one bit.
It'll make it look smooth, but then there's some parts that have the natural wrinkles, right?
It actually make him look weird.
Yeah, it's actually really weird. It looks like you just have plastic surgery, but not complete plastic surgery. Halfway done.
Yeah, the skin smoothing thing is a young generation game. Yeah, not for us.
For us, just be pure and simple. Just embrace the wrinkles. Let it add character to who you are. Show your knowledge with the age. Embrace all the wrinkles on your face. Let them identify your age and your wisdom with your wrinkles. So see, you can use the external mic, right? And you notice that both these external mics don't have any wires because you can attach it to the multi-interface shoe. So
okay, you know what? I think it'll work. I saw the center point of the hot shoes.
Right, it's traditional.
It's a standard. It's traditional. So yeah, it'll work.
Oh yeah, and here's the grip. You see, that's the new grip and that's the old grip, I believe. The new grip is great. Yeah. And look, you can change the angle really easy. So it's very flexible and you got the zoom ability right on the remote. You can start recording, you can take a picture, you can turn on the bokeh mode, or you can reassign the bokeh button to another functionality. And you can even put it down on a table as a table tripod. Oh yeah, there's image stabilization on this camera too. It's not the greatest one because it's actually in-body image stabilization, but it doesn't have the in-lens stabilization that a lot of cameras have. Like for example, the M50 here. Well, M50 is a bad example, but like some of the best cameras that have good stabilization, basically they have in-body image stabilization and they add the lens image stabilization together to get like 6.5 stops of image stabilization. Whereas this camera only has the image stabilization in body, so it's not that great. Although you can add some digital image stabilization too, so it helps a little bit more. But it's not the best image stabilization, but it's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good.
I want to get it now.
So when does it come out? Do you know, Jeremy?
I think it's June 11, right?
Yep, June 11. And if you order before June 28, you get the special pricing that we talked about. Link down below on Amazon for it. And in July, guess what comes out?
I don't know.
So in July, there's going to be an upgrade to the software so that you can use the ZV-1 as a webcam.
Is it July? I thought it's August.
It's summer. This is summer 2020.
So how do you know it's July?
I'm guessing.
I was like, where do you get the information from? July?
Okay, good call, good call. You caught my bluff. So sometime in summer 2020, there will be a feature where you can just get the USB cable, plug it into your computer, and it works as a webcam. You don't need to buy any adapter. Like a popular adapter people have to buy is like the Camlink 4K, which is normally like $100, but right now, with the current health pandemic going around, people are price gouging this like crazy. They're going for $320 here on eBay. I've seen them for $400. But with the ZV-1, you don't need anything like this because with the software upgrade, you can get a USB cable, plug it into your camera, plug it into your computer, and it functions as a really high quality webcam. So pretty cool, considering that the fact that it has all that and it's priced really well too. We should actually talk a little bit about the pricing right now. In addition to the savings you get now, but even on the regular price, it's pretty good, right, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean, if this camera is based on the RX100 line, if you ever follow RX100, they're always from like $1,000 range.
Yes.
Or even more.
Yeah.
So if I remember right, when I get my RX100 Mark V, which is what this camera is based on, that camera's around, when RX Mark V was around 12 or 1300, something like that.
Yep. Now it's a little bit reduced, right? So now they have like $1,000, but it's on sale for $848. I think this sale just started because the ZV-1 got announced.
Yeah. So it's always like $1,000 point and shit. And I think Sony is the first one, or the only. I think it's the first one who make really expensive point and shoot, which is the RX100 series.
Yeah.
So if you look at their previous pricing and then look at the ZV-1, then oh wait, special price $749, not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the wheel finder I'm missing.
Yeah. So this is the RX100 Mark 7, right? Which has a crazy zoom lens, right? It's a 70 to 200, but the zoom aperture isn't that great, which means it's not very good in low light because I believe it goes from, it starts at 2.8, but it goes up to like a 5.6 or something.
5.6, it's 5.6.
Yeah, which is okay for photos if you have a lot of light. But honestly, I'm in love with the current 24 to 70 that's on the RX100 5 because that one has an aperture of 1.8 to 2.8. which is so much better in low light, even though you don't have the extended reach of going to 200 millimeter.
I just have to keep my lens at 24 millimeter at 1.8.
Yes.
Set it to around 1600 ISO. Turn on the dynamic range optimizer to level 4, level 5. I could shoot anything in low light at nighttime, indoor, whatever. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and that's actually another good point because like people say, well, we have cell phones that are really good right now. Does it make sense to buy something like the ZV-1
A lot of people don't realize that, yes, when you take your picture on the iPhone and you watch or view your picture on the iPhone, it looks good.
Yeah.
bring that picture over to your 27-inch monitor desktop or whatnot, and open that again and look at the picture again and see what you got.
Yes, you have a muddy array of pixel because the resolution isn't very high. With video, it's a little bit better because video is still 1080p or 4K, whatever you record, and the codecs on the iPhone 11 Pro Max is actually really good, or 11 Pro, or even iPhone 11 is really good. But when you look at the ZV-1, the quality is still much better than even the best cell phone right now. And the reason for that is because the ZV-1 has a 1-inch sensor, so you have a bigger sensor. That means it's better for low light, and also you have a very good lens. The lens has an aperture of 1.8 at its widest, so you just have a lot of light coming in. So this camera is,
For this camera, even as 1-inch sensor, you can print out a 16 by 20 inches big photo. Not a problem. Or even bigger, 24, 36, it work too. Okay, try that with iPhone picture.
You can still do it, but definitely won't look as good.
No, it won't look as good. It would be all muddy. And then, call me old man, but then I gotta call out this theory that I talk to a lot of younger generation. They will say, "Oh, I will share everything with my iPhone."
Right.
And I was like, "Okay, this is just selfish." And then why are you calling it selfish? Well, for once, when you take images, basically it lasts for the next generation to come. So imagine the next generation, they have is those iPhone pictures, which is all muddy, right? Right now we have 4K and 8K. So later on, when they have 16K imagery, and then you have an iPhone picture pulling up, how would that look?
It would look even worse than it looks today.
As a photography and videography, we are there to treasure our memory, our moments currently, and save it for the next generation. But the next generation has much higher display, and then we give them shitty picture for the higher display. Why?
Well, to be honest, it's kind of like right now when you look at photos when you were a baby, right?
About right now. People only care about right now. That's the problem.
Yes. Well, but at the same time, we're subjected to the same thing our parents did to us, right? But they didn't have a choice because they took pictures on old film. So your baby picture and my baby picture, they probably look oxidized and they look sepia tone.
Yeah, they have no choice. That's the tech.
Right. But now that we have a choice, right, to document your baby right now, you and your wife can decide to use an iPhone or to use something that has high quality like the ZV-1. It's
not about choice. It's about selfless and selfish. That's the choice.
Well, it's also about convenience too. You always have your cell phone with you. But if you can, have a ZV-1 with you to get even better quality. It's got the size lens.
It's the thought process behind that. It has nothing to do with gears. It's just, what are you doing for someone else? What are you doing for your next generation? I mean, obviously, even when you have kids or anything, there is other people who have kids. Human goes on. We have next generation.
Yep.
Like it or not. You have no kid, the generation still move on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway. Agreed.
Wait, go back. I want to see the hot shoes.
The hot shoe, right?
On this one, the one, yeah.
So it's actually well,
wait
it's
a minute.
Sony. Remember, it's Sony proprietary hot shoe. Is that the same one you have?
Slightly not the same. It looks more, but it should work.
Let's see. Let's see if a flash is one of the accessories for this camera.
I really doubt it.
See it. Oh, you're right. It might not work. Let's just do a Google search. Sony ZV-1 flash.
Okay, that just minus a couple points on this camera for me if it doesn't work.
You can be creative. You got a good size sensor. And you have a shallow depth of field lens with wide aperture. You're okay in low light. You don't need a flash. Bring an LED light with you.
No, I want an off-camera flash with a point and shoot. That's what I want to do.
Oh, you want to mess with people?
Yes.
So
I do that when I go to workshops.
Let's. Dang, there should be. Oh, wait, no, there's flash mode. Look. You see that? Here. We got flash modes. There you go. So you got auto. You have flash on, slow sync, rear sync.
I want to watch the sync speed on this damn.
So here, right here, our unique multi interface shoe offers incredible flexibility to add lights, microphone, and much more. Not only does it support the standard cold shoe accessories and flashes, but the interface also allows you to add high-performance audio adapters such as the ECM-XYST1M stereo microphone with the power available directly from the camera.
Yeah, you can see it, but then for the Sony hot shoe, I think it works the same. This one, it has a contact point for that. Like if you look inside, right, that's the contact point, right? But if you look inside here, you will see those multiple in there for all the other use for like microphone and whatnot.
Cool. So it probably works. And also in the manual, or rather the spec sheet, it confirms it too. I think if I go up one
Okay, now I put back those points into it now.
So you got, it's got the points back. It's got slow sync, rear sync, and flash off. So it sounds like you can add a Sony flash to it, but it will be quite unbalanced if you imagine it.
Oh, I would not use, I would not put a flash on it or a trigger on it, a small trigger.
Right. Oh yeah, small trigger will be good, but like, I mean, look at this camera, right? So just imagine putting a flash on top of this. It will definitely outproportion it. And you see how...
No, just a small trigger.
Yeah, small trigger will be fine. And to showcase the product mode, I just want to demonstrate, like right now, if I want to show my camera, right, I put it out here and you see it's not focused. That's because my...
Okay, let me show you. I actually have that flash with me.
Yeah, sure.
I have a flash. Oh.
Yeah, show that. But you see, so this is my example of the product showcase mode. If I want to show the camera, it's not focused. The only way I can focus the camera is if I cover my face, and then the camera focuses on my face, right? So with the product focus showcase mode, if I just hold up my camera like this, it knows there's an object that's closer to the camera, and it focuses on that, even though my eye is here. Hey, Jeremy's back. All right, what do you got here? Oh wow, that's the RX 100. That's crazy.
So
that's
when you
so
do
funny.
This,
yeah.
You don't hold the camera anymore.
You hold the flash.
Hold the flash.
That's hilarious. That's so funny.
It still works. Yeah. I mean, you could do a wedding with this. Could you not?
That's so funny.
I'm serious. I did that once.
Yeah.
Just that. Bounce like everywhere. Looks got amazing image.
I believe you. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty steady. Look. The way this, I don't know about the new ZV-1, but the way they build the body for the RX 100 series is
pretty sturdy, huh?
Pretty sturdy. Look.
Yeah, that is pretty sturdy. Well, remember the ZV-1 has the hot shoe on the side, so it's not right at the center too. So it might not work as well in terms of balance because you see the hot shoe is right here. But we'll see. Remember, it's a vlogging camera first, photography second. So, and that's also partially why it's cheaper, because having the EVF costs money and having the pop-up flash costs money. So they eliminate those two, so they're able to cut down the price. And
but again, they cut down the price on the body too.
Yeah, and the body is more plasticky, so it's not as durable as like the RX 105 or the RX 105A.
I hope it's not plastic body. Is it plastic body?
It's plastic. It feels plastic. That's what people say. So I don't know for sure, but it's not as high quality. But you're paying a lot less, right? For the newest camera that Sony's releasing for the point shoot size, and it's cheaper than the existing one. And especially if you compare it to like the RX-7, which cost $1,300 when it came out, it's really nice that this one only costs $750 with our current promotion right now. It's a pretty good deal.
It's not waterproof, right?
No. It's not, yeah.
Am I asking for too much?
Totally asking for too much, man.
Ooh, you know what? Do you think they will have a water chassis for this thing?
Maybe. It will be difficult because it has a flip out screen.
Oh, that's true.
Unless the wide chassis won't let you flip out the screen. Hey, check out this video. Oh, it's the same video we've been seeing all along. So yeah, eye focus is really good. Keeps your face bright and clear. Oh, look at the way he's using the camera. So
vertical.
Yes, vertical. And because the screen flips out that way, you can actually do the vertical shooting. It's pretty cool. But like my camera, this old Canon M50, I believe if I shoot this way, if I go into the computer, I think the video will be still horizontal. Whereas this new ZV-1, there's a gyro sensor inside the camera, so it knows when you flip it vertical, and it tags the footage as such. So when you transfer it to a computer or your phone, it knows it's in that orientation. And this is very popular for like TikTok or Instagram live videos because that orientation is important. And that's also why I recommend this grip that you can buy with the accessory kit that we mentioned earlier above right here, right? So if you get the accessory kit for $850, it comes with the grip, the 64GB card, and the camera for $850. And that grip is great because just see how he holds the grip. It makes it easy to hold the camera that way and comfortably use it.
I would think they would make a different color for this camera, you know, for the vloggers. It would be more.
I think so. It would be
but
nice.
They didn't.
Yeah. Well, they keep trying to keep the cost down. It sounds like you're trying to mass produce one model, limit the parts, so it's easy to make, cheaper.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Oh, one thing that I like about this remote is that it's Bluetooth. So even if it's not attached to the camera, like you have the camera attached on a tripod, you can use the remote still to zoom in, zoom out, start video, stop video, take a picture, and also change your C1 setting, which you can customize to anything. You can either use it to enable or disable product showcase mode, or you can use it to enable or disable bokeh mode. So it's pretty cool. The remote is definitely worth it. If you're getting this camera and using it for vlogging, definitely get the remote. So, oh yeah, audio, they take it to the next level, right? Because it's one thing to set up, like have my Sennheiser mic here, have good audios here, good lighting, everything, but it's bulky. It takes time to set up a good quality setup. But if you can just run and gun with a small compact camera that does everything for you, that vlogs perfectly, that says a lot in one package.
You know that one thing that I would say almost every person complains about the Sony camera?
What's that?
It's the manual.
The manual.
It's very complicated. But I'm okay. I've been with them like a couple of years. I'm actually kind of nailed down the menu. I know exactly where to go.
So there's a pro and con to that, right? The pro is, yes, if you are coming to a Sony camera and you've used Fuji,
if you never
Nikon,
used a
Canon,
Sony camera before, you will be confused the heck out of yourself.
You'll be very lost. But the pro side of that is if you use a Sony camera before, you'll be right at home because it's the same menu system. The same.
Not really. Even a Sony user, they still kind of say that I have to go for a lot of loop to get to one place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, so far the reviews I've seen online, a lot of Sony users are saying that it's easy to adapt to this Sony menu. So that's their
because they've been using Sony. Because it's the same menu, they don't have to learn anything.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's the pro and con, right? So the disadvantage is that it's a Sony menu, but it's a pro if you are using Sony cameras before. You adapt it right away because it's the exact same menu as all the other Sony cameras.
So that's pretty much.
That's a one advantage.
But you think about it, they have so much features in this camera, the menu tend to be big.
Yeah.
You can't control that.
But speaking of features, like all the features we talked about are pretty much all the features you want to really play with this camera if you're using it for vlogging, right? You want to enable the showcase mode and you want to enable the bokeh mode. That's pretty much it. You can leave everything on auto and you should take amazing photos.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
With a camera with that much AI features in there, it's easy. Just put it in auto.
That's what it's
auto
designed for.
Auto exposure, auto white balance, auto everything.
Yeah. Yeah, auto face exposure too, which I really like. We talked about that, right? It always lock onto your face and it exposes for your face, whether you're going to somewhere dark or something very bright. It doesn't care about the background. Your face is the highest priority to expose properly. And it's perfect in the vlogging world.
Have you ever seen the tagline for this camera? It's for creator.
Yeah.
Creator don't mean get white exposure for everything, because getting a picture in white exposure and everything is craftsmanship.
Yes.
Creator is basically using tool to create the content they create is creation.
Yes.
Not the picture or video itself. So
I agree.
It's different. And this camera there is to get with all those technical part how to and just let them to create.
Yes, exactly. And you can create without having to cover your hand. Remember this old style?
Yeah, it took me a while, like why people do that, and they were like, oh, because the camera feature.
Yeah, it's like, hey, here's my product, and it's like, what? Why are you showing your palm? Like, what does that mean? Like, are you like face palming me or something? But no, it's basically because this object is too small to cover her entire face, so she's using her palm to cover her face.
Okay, you know what? I bet you, even though there are some people will purchase this to do that, they will still do this.
Probably for a little bit until they realize I don't need to do it anymore, and it looks so much better, right? Like you see the genuity of the person by looking at their eyes, even though they're out of focus. But it's cool because you can see their expression, you can hear them talk and see them talk while they're showcasing the product. Whereas here, you have a disconnect, right? You don't see it or you don't hear the people.
Well, that's what they want. Sometimes if they are sponsored by those products, at some moment they want to hold that product for 5 seconds. People look at it and see the brand, and they don't want their face to be the distractions of the product.
Well, their face is not distractive, it's blurred out. But it's more genuine, right? Like, I'd rather see this and focus on the product than see this and focus on the product. I feel this is like amateur.
That's true.
Yeah. Start recording instantly. So also, I love that the big button on the top is where you record. Let me show you the big button again. You see that?
Yeah.
The big red button, that's the record button. Finally, a camera that makes it easy to start recording. Because, I don't know.
They still have the wheel on the lens.
Yes, they still do.
Oh, no, they don't.
They don't?
It's not the same one.
Oh, okay. So it's not, I think that's another cost saving.
Mine is on all the edge out there.
Yeah.
That's to control the app stop.
Yeah, that's the cost saving thing that they took away. Because they know that the content creator, the vloggers, they're probably going to either use it in aperture priority or just auto mode. In fact, I think the bokeh mode only works if you're in auto mode. So
I bet most people will keep that at the YS which is 24.
Yeah, and also makes sense. And yeah, for sure. The other thing is this record button makes it so easy because look, I bet you can't find where the record button is on this camera. This is my M50. Where do you think the record button is? Can you see it?
There's little tiny red dot there.
Right here, yeah. And the shutter is this big one up here. Oh man, I need to cover my face. Yeah. So the shutter button's here. Really small record button here. And the same with my G7X Mark II, right? Here's the shutter.
Cover your face. Cover your face. Cover your face.
Yeah, I need to cover my face. Here's the shutter button, right? But the record button is right back here. Tiny little red dot right there. So it's obviously an afterthought for these cameras before, right? The record button is always hard to hit. Right here with this new ZV-1, the record button's right front and center. Love it. And then there's also a little light here. Here's a better view of it. This little light turns red when you're recording, which is so important. Yes. Like you would think, okay, fine. I got the flip out screen. I can see myself and I can see when I'm recording, right? No, because even if you're in preview mode, you can still see yourself. You have to look for that tiny little red dot on the screen normally. And it's not easy to see because there's so much going on, you forget. Until your lens retracts in and it powers off, you're like, what's going on? And you realize you weren't recording, you were just previewing for the last 5 minutes, right? But now you have a nice tele light. This thing will light up red so you know when you're recording. You don't have to worry about making sure you're recording or not.
You know, some of those cameras have those light in the front, but it's for like your timer, that blink.
Yeah.
Why the heck can't you make that both, you know?
Well, that's what they're doing here. Because before, that light was an afterthought for videographers. They didn't even...
I wonder if this light do the same thing. Like when you record, it turns red. And, you know, if you want to turn you on a 10-second timer, does it blink?
Oh, yeah. That's a good question. We should find out. Yeah. It probably would. It would make sense. Yeah, and here's the wireless control. I love that you can set it on the table as a tripod, too. Very nice.
Are you getting that?
Yes. I would definitely, I would love to have it. I mean, it's only like $100 more, and it comes with the 64 gig card, and it's nice, right? Because normally you would want a table tripod anyway, but this one, it's a table tripod, it's also remote, and it folds nicely, and it also has that clicking head, so that you can change the angle of the camera. It just goes together well. And the old Sony remote used to have a cable to connect to the camera.
Yeah, that's right.
The new one is Bluetooth.
I wonder how easy for it to connect. Because back then, it has Bluetooth and connect to my cell phone for remote control, but sometimes it takes a couple try to connect.
Yeah,
actually, no. My friend who used iPhone take a couple try because you see how it has an N. So I don't know if this one has an NFC. Is it MFC?
Yeah, near field communication.
So my phone has NFC too, so I just touch it and then disconnect.
Yes.
But iPhone can't do that. iPhone don't have NFC.
Yes. I can't comment on that with this camera because I don't know either. But that's something to definitely look into. And let's see if there's anything. Yeah, one more thing I want to show off is that bokeh mode. I know we talked about it a little bit, but nothing shows how good it is. And I think there's this one demo on the website that I really love that really shows this bokeh mode.
No, we talked about this. We just talked about this.
Yeah, but we talked about the product showcase mode. We didn't talk about the bokeh mode, right? So I'll let it play through once. So you can see now this is the bokeh mode. See how the background is blurred out? And now she goes back to the clear background with the click of a button. And it accomplished that by two things, right? Number one, it adjusts the aperture of the lens to open as wide as it can. And number two, it enables the ND filter if needed, because like we see right now, it's pretty bright outside. So it needs the ND filter to cut down the light. If you don't enable the ND filter, you probably need a really high shutter speed, like 1/1000, 1/2000, which is okay, but for video, it's not ideal. For video, you probably want to keep the shutter as close as possible to about 60 frames per second, or 1/over the frame rate is ideal. So normally you're recording at 30 frames per second, you probably want a shutter of 1/60th. And that's just so it's smooth and consistent. But to avoid going too much faster than that, that's why there's an ND filter. But all that technical jargon and craziness, the cool thing is you don't need to know, because this function is built into the camera and it's one button. You want clear background, you hit the button. Well, normally it's clear background. If you want the bokeh background, you hit the button one time and you get the bokeh background. So it's all blurred back. It takes away the focus from the background and more focus on you. If you want to capture more of the background, say, hey, I want to show you this in the background, you want it to be more focused, boom, you hit the button. Where's that clear background? I can't find it. Right there, clear background. Then now you can see the background. So again, this camera makes it so easy that it's one push of a button. Whereas if I was to change it, it would take me 3 different settings. I have to change the aperture, enable the ND filter. Yep, and then adjust the shutter speed accordingly, or ISO if I need to, right? So there's like 4 things I would have done. Instead here, just one button, boom. You have bokeh background. So it's one thing to have all these abilities, but it's a whole nother level to make it so easy that creators can just do it on a whim without having to know about cameras, right? That's why a lot of creators use cell phones to take pictures, to take videos, because it's so easy, it's intuitive. They don't have the tech that blocks them from creating the content that they're good at. But this camera brings it all back. It's a high performance camera that's simple to use and designed for videographers, vloggers, content creators, and whatnot. And again, the reason for this video we wanted to highlight is the price. Right now, if you buy it before June 28, you save $50 on the camera. If you also add the accessory kit, you save another $50. So this accessory kit is $848 right now, but if you wait until after June 28, it's going to be $948. So you save $100 total on the best vlogging camera of 2020. Unless something amazing comes out from another brand, I don't think there would be a vlogging camera that's better than this one, at least in this year. And I know that because I've been waiting for over 5 years for a camera like this. It's really well rounded, and it's quite frankly a fantastic camera for vloggers.
And so ironically, we can go out to shoot anything.
Hopefully we should be able to vlog in real life soon. We'll see. But for now, yes, you are right. We can't really go out and vlog anything. It is what it is. So actually, we started, so we still have about 10 minutes, I forgot. So let's also go over some of the other specs about this. So let me actually switch it to you and see what are some of your favorite features of this camera, Jeremy.
Like I said, I like the dead cat.
The dead cat. For the looks or for the actual functionality?
Of course, for the look.
Of course, Jeremy. You're the one photographer that isn't that technical on technical equipment, because you're more of a creator than a gear collector like me. Like, I buy cameras because I'm excited about the
I'm
specs.
the type that will get my hands on anything as long as I can get the result that I want.
Yeah. Or a cute looking dead cat on your camera.
Hey, I gotta feel good to create.
There you go.
When I do my retouching, I actually put on my rock and roll music, and I feel good.
Oh yeah.
And I do even think my hand just move.
Yep. Let's take a look at this video here real quick. This is talking about how quick the autofocus transition. Like, I don't think this is a really good selling point because I think modern cameras can do this. But basically, right now, I see you focus on him, you turn it over there, focus on the building. You turn it back on him, focus on him. It's pretty fast. But I think this video is a little bit flawed because what if he turns it over and there's like another human right in front of this building? It's gonna focus on the other human. And not the background.
Not only that, because he's basically holding it, and then when you turn back, majority of him is in the frame.
Yeah.
So it's actually really easy for the camera to refocus back on him really fast.
Yeah. So this is not a really good product or highlight of the feature, but it works. Now, there's one disadvantage to this eye autofocus, this face autofocus, and it doesn't work well in this situation. And that, do you know?
No.
That's when you have two people that are vlogging together. Yes. In fact,
well, you don't really see two people vlogging or streaming. I mean, we are the weird breed, to be honest.
And we don't even vlog together. Like, we won't be holding a camera and we won't walk together. I think that's usually when they're like spouses or like there's two people that are really close together. And actually, even if they're spouses, they'll be close enough that they're hugging that it'll be fine. But it's only when you're like vlogging and your spouse or significant other or your partner that you want to vlog with, it's like maybe a person a little bit of a distance behind you, right? Then the camera's gonna try to balance focus between you and the other person. And that's where it doesn't work well.
Well, that's why I see, I mean, you think about it, I see their team of company who have like the whole team of bloggers who work individually at the same time work together, but they always have their own camera and blog for themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And for once, I think it's business kind of decision that if you by yourself you make more money.
Yeah.
Second is technically you can't really block two person because how the camera is going to capture like who's the priority, right?
Yeah.
And then if you see some of the creator that has like a team up thing, when they go outdoor, they have a third camera person from an angle shooting them rather than blocking themselves. So I don't think this kind of blocking thing works for like multiple people. It's only a single person only.
That's a very good point. It doesn't make sense why you would want it. I just happened to watch another YouTuber that reviewed this camera that talked about it in that fashion. It made sense why it's a feature that doesn't work, but then, like you said, Jeremy, like who would want that feature anyway? Because if you have two people vlogging, it's probably best if they're each vlogging themselves and have a third person vlogging them, right?
Actually, they can make it work. Which camera was it that have it? So I think it's a Sony A7R to have that, and new one has it. So you could actually take a picture of that person and save it in your camera. That's your face detection.
Oh,
okay.
You have two people.
Yeah, you can set priority. This is number one. This is number two.
Oh.
So they do have that system, but will they imply on this? I don't know.
I doubt it, because I see people testing it out, and that's one of the things they complain about.
Because I do that all the time during the wedding. I basically, hey, I would ask the bride, hey, can I take a picture of you real quick? This is safe for my, detection of you. Yeah. So always set my bride on priority number one, king, and then the groom is the second. So whenever the frame goes through, and then if the face in it, it goes to the bride first, and then forward, and then
that's so
second.
Cool. Dang it, Canon.
Well, then we missed it.
Canon never gave me that feature.
We never had that. Sony had it.
That's really cool feature. Even cell phones have it, right? Because cell phones have smile detection. So if they see like
yeah, but they don't know who.
But they don't care because cell phones have an advantage of having a small sensor so everything's in focus. So as long as there's like a couple of people in focus, they just increase the aperture so more people are in focus. It's easier. But anyway, Sony has a nice feature that I don't think they're going to bring into this camera because I think people are complaining about it. But I doubt that a majority of vloggers will vlog with 2 people anyway. Now there's one thing that people have talked to me or have mentioned about this screen is that the screen, although normally it's decently bright, it's not bright like a cell phone, but it gets worse. When you start recording in 4K, the brightness of the screen turns down.
Oh, because of batteries.
Probably to preserve battery or most likely. So, and to make sure it doesn't overheat as quick. So that's one disadvantage.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
In bright light,
yes.
Let's say you're blocking on bright, I wonder how the LCD will react because that's the point with this. That's why I want my viewfinder because in bright light I can't see shit on this.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not as good as a good cell phone. So even when you're recording at 1080p or in preview mode, it's bright but not bright like a cell phone. So you'll have some problems seeing the screen in super bright light.
Because from some of those videos they're doing, they're not on a bright sun day. We're in California. Have you seen the California sun shining on you?
Yeah, it'll get pretty darn bright. It won't get that hot, but it gets bright in California. So yeah, that's one disadvantage. And to make it even worse, if you're out in bright sunlight, what do you normally have on your eyes?
Sunglasses.
And sometimes if you're fancy, you have polarized sunglasses.
What's the difference between polarized sunglasses and normal sunglasses?
So polarized, do you know how polarizer filters work on the camera lenses?
It's kind of eliminate something, right?
Yeah. So basically, polarization has, to keep it simple, it's a polarization filter, right? So usually, for example, when you have glare reflection, there's a certain wavelength that bounces to the camera that's reflective. So by using a polarizing filter, you can turn it a little bit to counteract that wavelength so you don't see that glare.
Right.
So with polarizing glasses, basically it has a polarizing filter that's in a perfect orientation that eliminates glare for when you're looking at like the water or bright shiny objects.
Oh.
So that's why expensive sunglasses are polarized.
Oh, I know what you're getting at. So some of those people who wear those polarized sunglasses, when they look at this LCD, they cannot see it.
Off.
Yeah.
This is the one problem with the ZV-1 that no other camera I've ever seen has this problem.
Not with this one. This one's fine.
Yeah, even with the old Sony RX100, it's fine. Only with the ZV-1, I think they went with some cheap grade LCD or something, but
like you said, they need to lower the cost.
They did. So one YouTube reviewer has amazing sunglasses. I think he's using Maui Jim sunglasses, right? He looks at it through his sunglasses that are polarized and he can't see the screen. The screen is off. Like, what? Takes off the sunglasses, he can see the screen. And it doesn't happen with all sunglasses. I think he says with Oakley sunglasses, it doesn't have the problem, even though they're polarized Oakley. But inherently, there's a problem with the screen because this screen doesn't have... No other screen has this problem. Now, there's a way around it. And people say that if you buy a screen protector to put on the screen, it solves the problem. But it has to be a special screen protector. Not all screen protectors are the same. I think some of them have a polarizing filter, some of them don't. So now you have a polarizing filter on the screen that counteracts a polarizing filter on your sunglasses. So therefore, you can still see the screen. It's crazy. It's crazy. But that's one disadvantage of this screen is that it's weird. If you have a polarized sunglasses,
or just don't wear sunglasses.
Yeah, don't wear sunglasses. But again, if you're outside vlogging, a lot of vloggers wear sunglasses. So it's kind of...
like when you said that they look at a screen and they wear sunglasses, they can't tell if they look at the lens or the LCD, right?
Yeah. So they can either downgrade to non-polarized sunglasses or try their luck with a screen protector on the camera. But still, I feel like that's something that Sony goofed up on, because no other Sony camera has this problem. Why now? Why, when you're introducing a camera where the screen is so important for vlogging, that you have this problem? I don't know.
Well, to keep their price low, they have to find alternative, more affordable parts to put this thing together. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. So those are like the two cons. Well, mainly that's the one con that I've seen with this camera is that the screen isn't that bright when you're out shooting 4K, and if you have polarized sunglasses, you might be out of luck looking at the screen through your polarized sunglasses.
Most likely.
Yeah. Okay,
but
now let's talk.
Overall, it's a good camera for vlogging.
Overall, it's amazing. It's really the dream camera for vlogging, except for that small issue that I mentioned. Oh, battery life isn't that great either, because it uses the same RX 100 batteries. Although it optimized to be more efficient with those batteries. I think some tests show that you can record in 4K, 60 frames per second, for about 50 minutes on one battery. So it's pretty decent, although the batteries are small. They're small, so you can fit them in the pocket, they're lightweight, and they hold a decent amount of charge. 50 minutes. But they're expensive.
Well, I think most of vloggers, they don't do like a continuously shooting. They just do like maybe 10, 5-minute max. And that's pretty much it. So that's not a problem for them.
Agreed. And also, the other thing that I want to gripe about is that it has a micro USB port still in 2020. I really wish everyone could just go to USB-C. It's so much easier.
Let me see what I got here. I forgot.
Yeah, micro USB.
It is micro USB. This is old.
It's an old camera. I mean, it's okay for cameras that are 5 years ago to be micro USB. It's not okay, in my opinion, to have a camera in 2020 be micro USB still. I mean, what are they trying to do? Save a few bucks on reusing some of these parts because they bought like gajillion of them to use in all their cameras for the next 10 years? I don't know, man. Or maybe they're reusing the cable, right? Because they have to include a micro USB cable. It will cost them more to include a USB-C cable. Oh, maybe USB-C is a standard that they have to pay more to use, whereas micro USB is a lower cost standard. I don't know.
Who knows?
But that's one thing that I don't like about it. It has a microphone input jack, but it doesn't have a headphone monitoring jack, which I think would be nice to have, but definitely not something a lot of creators care for.
No, they would not like care headphone while they're vlogging.
Yeah.
Nobody need it.
Again, you're aiming for the people that are out there on the go. They're out there with charismatic energy. They want to capture the moment. They want to tell their story. They have an exciting life. They want to catch that plane, catch that bus, jump out of the plane, ride the bus. I don't know. They have their thing. They don't have time to audio monitor, hello, check, how's the audio? No, man. They're going to just open the screen and the camera's already on, hit the record button. How you doing? Welcome to the vlog. Today we're going to fly and jump out of this aircraft in 30 seconds. Let's go. Boom, right? They're going to be all into it.
And then blow the camera up.
Yes, and we'll throw the camera because the camera is cheap and they make like $1,000 per video or maybe $10,000 per video. So anyway, vloggers probably won't need the audio headphone monitoring jack like we discussed. So it's got the nice zoom lens built in, really nice 24-70 lens, f1.8 to f2.8. It's optimized for the camera, so it's compact, and it's actually a really good lens. It's a Zeiss lens. You heard of that brand?
Yeah.
Zeiss? Yeah, they make high quality glass, and they've always been making lenses for Sony point and shoots, and I love them. Really good quality glass, sharp, good color, good contrast.
I got 2 of the Zeiss lens for my A7 Ls.
Nice.
Really nice.
Yep. Dead cat with the remotes here. Oh, you should note that the tripod mount is not centered.
Oh.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, I guess.
It matters if you want to try to open the battery door when the camera is on the tripod hot plate.
Oh, right. So if you put that onto the stand, you probably can't change back until you remove it, huh?
Yeah, even with the even with this little stand, right? Because because the battery's on this side, right? Yeah, so yeah, if you put it on there, it's gonna block the battery. Like if it was in the center, you might be able to get lucky and squeeze the battery out if you have like a really small tripod plate.
Oh,
But
they can. If you look at where the position
lens.
of the tripod is, the lens blocking it. You
Yeah.
can't put it in the centers.
Yeah. So anyway, that's one. Yeah, but who cares, right? Also, they removed the mode dial that a lot of people complain about. So like, there's a mode button. The mode dial is nice because you can either change to like auto, aperture priority, shutter priority, manual, really quick. But here, they expect you to just be on auto mode or recording mode.
Click. Do they have a function button in the back?
Yeah.
You still have it, right?
Yeah, they have buttons in the back. Right here.
Function. There you go. Yeah, I use that all the time. I customize the function buttons. So all the stuff I use on there.
Yep. So it still has that. Yeah, I mean, we're nitpicky right now. We're nitpicking all the little details, right? But it is a very fine vlogging camera. Anybody that does content creation, I highly recommend it. I think they're gonna enjoy it a lot. Unless they're really like tech gadget nerds that have like an M50 or like a Sony A7 Mark III or some nicer high quality gear. But when you're out and about and you're vlogging, this is an amazing camera. And if you're starting a YouTube channel or you're starting live streaming, you're starting any kind of content creation, this is a really good camera to get. It might not be the best at photos, but it still does photos. It still does a little bit of everything. Frankly, this is a camera that a lot of YouTubers have been waiting for the last 5 years. So trust me, as a person that's been YouTubing for over 3 years now, I really love this camera. I highly recommend it. And if you buy on Amazon, if you don't like it, there's always the great return policy. You want to order this soon because it's releasing very soon, June 11, 2020. So order it now so you're like one of the first one in the blocks to get it. In fact, if you wait even a couple more days, you might not be one of the first one to get it. And in this vlogging world, you can get a lot of attention by just doing a review on this camera because it's very popular on YouTube. If you want your video to go viral, there's a potential of it going viral if you talk about this camera and talk about how it's great in your YouTube career. So really cool camera. I think this camera will possibly be the best vlogging camera of 2020 and beyond. I mean, you know I'm a Canon fan and I like the R5. That's gonna be like a $3,500 camera. And it doesn't do its justice. And this camera can fit in the pocket, whereas the R5 cannot. So, for vlogging, I think this is the camera to get.
Yeah, I'm getting this for replace my webcam as well. If when I can go out, I could record stuff with that.
Yeah, and when we start shooting and doing live stream in person, on set, outside, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna record with this, and you're gonna record with this. We'll have two. We'll record each other, or behind the scene. We'll have fun. But definitely we want to get this in our arsenal and have it with us. Yeah, so with that, I think we are good to wrap it up. Jeremy, any final words before we say goodnight?
I do have one last question though.
Yes.
I don't have to buy the dead cat separately the way it comes with, right?
Yes, Jeremy, the dead cat that you love, love, want, desire, need so much is included with the ZV-1 for only $749.99 if you buy right now before June 28.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yay! And if you want to save $100, buy the kit because you save $50 on the camera and another $50 on the kit.
I don't think I want a kit.
Fine.
I feel like I tried the 24mm, it's too close.
Yeah, but that's why the kit's good because it extends your camera a little bit farther. So then
just a little bit.
Yeah, but that little bit helps. That's a little bit between 24mm.
And it is too low to land it on my desk for the webcam. I let it mount somewhere else anyway.
Yeah, you need some kind of different stand for it. But it's also lightweight. It's actually lighter than the Sony RX100 V.
I know, so
yeah,
I could mount it somewhere else easy.
Yeah.
I'll think about that.
Yeah. So that is it.
All right.
We are wrapping up. So thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. We hope we shared a lot about this amazing ZV-1 camera. If you have any questions, ask below. And until next time, make sure you like this video, Follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/pixelstabbers. And let us know if you have any content requests, because we talk photography and we love to share content that you like, because our goal is to make content for you.
You like.
Yes. All right. Well, until next time, we're signing out. So have a good night.
Bye.
Adios. Let's sign out on YouTube and let's sign out on